Hi there, thanks for tuning in. I am Gijs de Groot from UBOS, and today I'm joined by Carlos from EuroCC. To those of you who joined the last webinar with HKV, welcome back. If this is your first time joining, it's great to have you here. To start off, I'm going over the content of this webinar real quick. UBOS is a powerful AI infrastructure platform that helps teams to quickly run their AI and machine learning workloads on any cloud or on-premise infrastructure. In our webinar series, we talk with users of our platform and partners about relevant use cases and also other relevant AI stuff. Today, our topic is bring your AI POC to production with EuroCC and UbiOps. In this webinar, we'll go over the EuroCC project that Carlos and his team are doing and how this ties into the UbiOps platform. But first off, let's start with our guest, Carlos. Can you give a short introduction about yourself?
Yes. Hello, guys. Thank you. So my name is Carlos Teixeiro Garcias. I am working at SURF since almost 6 years right now. I am an advisor for high-performance computing systems. So let's say I am also one of the persons that are behind the Dutch national supercomputing facilities. So evaluating projects on the use of the machine, but also working in specific projects for consultancy, giving support for high-performance computing and also machine learning workflows. And this is a bit what brings me here today, the coordinator of this large European project, EuroCC, that is being coordinated at SURF by me and another advisors together in our team. And we are, I'm very happy to share a bit of these ideas on working with AI, with also what is a bit high-performance computing doing also behind the scenes, and well, what we are going to, the support that we can give in general terms about using AI and working with large computing systems and the framework of EuroCC. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great to have you here, Carlos. So for people who are watching the webinar right now, if you're following along so far, give a thumbs up so we know that everything is working as according. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the LinkedIn comment section, and then we can get into them at the end of the stream. So I think all the administrative tasks are done. So let's jump in. So about the EuroCC program, Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about the context? Why is it started? What's the goal? What's the goal of EuroCC?
Yes, I mean the goal of EuroCC as a project is definitely ambitious, I would call it. So we have to start already in September 2020, when the first round of the project started. We are right now in the second implementation phase of this project, so to say, that started in 2023 and will run until the end of 2025. But this effort, EuroCC, is understood as a, let's say, continuing effort from the European Commission and from the funding body directly from the European Commission, which is the EuroHPC joint undertaking. And the context of EuroCC is about giving support for the use of large-scale computing facilities at different levels. So to give you a bit of an idea about the situation, and until now, HPC or high-performance computing was always perceived as a niche, a bit into research. It was understood as some usage of large systems that was dedicated to mainly research projects. But with the years, even since the beginning of this century, so to say, the European Union has understood the importance of working with large systems to steer the computations at different levels, not just for research or to work with activities that are been, let's say, traditionally prone to use newer systems, but also to put them into production and make the industries benefit and create economic strength, let's say, economic power for the different European countries also by using those tools to get their computing procedures and their production lines to the next level. And understanding this effort, the EuroHPC, let's say the European Commission, via this EuroHPC joint undertaking, has put a significant amount of funding into creating systems that are being hosted at different locations in Europe, and also providing ways of giving support for those for the use of these large computing systems in Europe. This effort of supporting the usage of those systems is exactly EuroCC. So we are at the part of giving support for any kind of industrial or even academic or public administration institution in Europe, in the different countries of Europe, not restricted to the European Union even, but further, to access EuroHPC funded systems, so that everybody can get use of these large computing systems, maybe for let's say more traditional large-scale computations, or for big data, or for machine learning workflows, or any kind of artificial intelligence, deep learning, anything that is a task that requires a large computing power. That should be the help to get into the facilities and understand what is the best usage of those. And that's the commitment of EuroCC.
Yeah, very interesting and ambitious project, as you mentioned. How is these resources? How are they distributed across Europe?
Yes, and the resources are understood as a joint effort between the European Commission, the EuroHPC joint undertaking, and national co-funding. So the model of the European Commission in this case is to provide, let's say, a coordination level, so that there are different systems that are located at different points, and half of the system is funded by the European Commission, and another 50% of the system is funded by a consortium of different countries. In particular, for the Netherlands, we are part of the LUMI consortium, so we have access to a quota that is at national level managed by the institution where I am working, which is SURF, so that different researchers or even industrial partners or public administration can make use of these resources. In addition to this, there is also general calls for these systems that are open into, let's say, at the European level. So half of the compute time on those systems is also open for absolutely anybody, anywhere, not from the consortium, so to say, that funds half of the system, but just as a general level.
As long as they're in Europe.
Exactly, yes. As long as it is a country that is forming part of the EuroHPC joint undertaking, which is the European Union plus several other countries, Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, UK also to an extent at this level also, and Serbia or Montenegro, or even, let's say, even beyond the European Union itself. And examples of systems, as I said, LUMI is the system that is located in Finland. It's the third largest supercomputer in the world, in one of the latest lists of largest supercomputers. At this point, I don't know if it is the fifth or so, but it's still at a very, very high level, one of the fastest supercomputers in the world, definitely. And we have also in Europe Leonardo, another system in Italy. It's always a consortium with several countries. It's Italy, and I think some other countries. LUMI is, for example, the Netherlands, Finland, of course, Sweden, Czech Republic, Belgium, and certain other countries. So it's an idea also to give how it works in terms of large-scale computing power in Europe. In general, the European Union funds one part, but one country is also not able to compete at the level of the USA and Japan alone or China. So we have to make a consortium and stay together, and in the end bring computing to a higher level, and also being highly competitive with this within the world.
So the EuroCC program aims to bring HPC computing to a higher level in Europe. I think you already mentioned a little bit about the parties that can make use of the program. Can you dive into that a little bit deeper? Who is the EuroCC project aimed at? Are these individuals or companies or public administration? But what kind of parties are?
Yes, and I commented already. It's really covering absolutely everything, and because the scope of EuroCC is not just even one type of partnership, but let's say a country. The way that EuroCC is organized is several work packages, and each work package is a country. So what we try is to steer the use of large computing facilities in the Netherlands at all scales. So it can be even individual users. If somebody has a really great idea about how to work with, let's say, with high performance computing facilities, or with interesting AI workflow. And in the end, well, I am talking sometimes about high performance computing, but we understand just this large system as the basis, as the tool where AI workflows are running. So it is for us, so to say, working at the, let's say, with these machines all the time. It is for us very indifferent in a way. But just also to make absolutely clear for everybody, I mean, HPC is a way, or let's say, is the platform where the AI workflows are actually running in the best and most efficient way. And our commitment is also to give all this information, to transfer, disseminate, and make sure that everybody has access to these possibilities. As I said, can be an individual person, let's say a one person company, effectively, an entrepreneur, or maybe a startup that has just begun and maybe spinned off from a university or from a different company, larger company, and trying to do something a bit more into practice. What could be an HPC or an HPC enhanced AI workflow, or well, trying to explore different possibilities on how to bring a production workflow to the next level, even for as much as we can reach. Of course, the focus is a lot on SMEs, because we understand that SMEs are trying hard to get a business plan, and we really want to encourage and enhance and give all the necessary knowledge that is available there, and not being, let's say, adamant about a platform. We don't want to just promote one solution only, but just putting all the solutions on the table and saying, well, these are the possibilities. For this particular case, you are going to be very well with this particular tool. With other use case, you may be better off in this other system with this type of tool. And at least making everybody aware and providing a good independent choice for everybody.
So it's not only so it's not only compute power, but also expertise about what kind of tools can work well for a certain project.
Yes, we want to have at least some certain amount of expertise and guidance, so that everybody can just get, let's say, a general introduction. For example, we give training on where are the possibilities of AI in particular, what are the possibilities of using high performance computing system, and then we put into practice on the necessary use case, and we try to help also in giving ideas how to develop those new workflows. Effectively, we are not doing the development, so to say. There are larger opportunities at European level, and even there are companies that are doing a great job also in working in giving assistance on implementing the workflows. But we're trying to put all the information on the table so that everyone can have a choice and a good idea to know a bit their way in
What
the
the options are.
complicated landscape. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that evident, and well, we try to bring at least this unique contact point for the Netherlands, and as the many other work packages into EuroCC are doing for all the other countries.
Yeah. So I think we now have a good idea about the EuroCC program in general. Maybe it's a good moment to dive a little bit deeper into the EuroCC program in the Netherlands. As you mentioned, one of the important parties that can make use of the EuroCC program are SMEs. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the exact offering is to those SMEs? What can they make use of?
Yes, I think it is even best if I just make sharing my screen, and then I can show you the webpage of EuroCC Netherlands, which is in this location here. I hope that you are seeing it correctly. So
yes.
EuroCC-Netherlands.nl. I think it is in the chat already included. And over here you can see, let's say it's a landing page. And the first thing that maybe calls the attention is the open call. So to say, we have an open continuous call in general that, effectively we try to make some cutoff dates, but still it is essentially open. Typically for industries, SMEs, corporates, entrepreneurs that would like to get some assistance and work with this with AI workflows, understand what is possible to do, and we have a very simple way. Here is the button to apply now, and this gets you to a different type form survey that will just guide your submission. This is just indicating what is the type of let's say the type of project that you would like to develop, and have an idea about what you would like to do. If we share this with us, then we can show also in the part of services by clicking here. You can also see at the service level what is available for different, for example, for companies. If we take a look at here, what we are offering is this type of service. 8 hours of consultancy, effectively free consultancy that is funded by the EuroCC program, and 50,000 core hours of computing power that would be in the HPC facilities of SURF, the supercomputer Snellius, just as a small proof of concept. Or alternatively, you can have access to 2,500 core hours working on the cloud environment that is prepared by SURF. It's especially, let's say, dedicated for researchers, but it is, let's say, a cloud environment effectively with virtual machines where you can find a different type of computation rather than the traditional one that is being offered in an HPC facility. So to say, the big difference between the use of cloud and high-performance computing systems in general is the usability. So to say, the way that you will interact with the system. In a high-performance computing system, there is the traditional terminal with a command line, something that is definitely less user-friendly than many people would desire, but it's still, let's say, focused on obtaining really large performance and doing a very large scale computation. In the case of cloud, then you will have a virtual machine and you couldn't work even with a typical, let's say, desktop environment, dragging and dropping elements and working in a much more comfortable way. using different tools that you would wish to use, including UBOS, for example. That's the idea. And the possibilities of using both systems will depend on which is the particular use or use case and the interest of the different workflows. With hours of consultancy, we would be able to make a choice, let's say, suggest, give an idea, also do a bit of exploration of the use case, and then provide a good suggestion about what is the type of platform that would be ideal for the given use case, and then help to transfer this use case into reality, and well, make in the end some good usage of these resources for the purpose of making a proof of concept, essentially, and potentially will turn on into a larger scale computation. And well, that's what you can imagine. You can get access to resources and consultancy, and with that, we will be able to follow up and well, provide at least a path that a company can follow. We have inspirational success stories in case you would like to get inspired. And in the end, this is a bit what we are offering. Let's say clearly, this open call is, as I said, open for applications, and we are happy to get to know about it.
Yeah. So to make it a little bit more concrete, for example, I am a healthcare startup, and I would like to train my AI algorithm for a certain detection of a certain certain type of cancer, for example. How would EuroCC program help me in this? Could help
That's
me.
easy. Yes, so then the idea is to start, let's say, checking the web page that I just commented, submitting a possibility of application, or let's submitting an application, so to say. And with that, we are already taking care of all the rest. We would evaluate with the experience of our advisors at SORF working in different projects. We have, in fact, some projects related with health, and we have also some good contacts in the EuroCC network in general in other countries. So together within our project, we are able to get some idea about what has experience told in previous related projects, how we can make an analogy with this health-related problem with other previous problems. For example, when I think of health, I generally would think about image processing at large scales, a lot of characteristic detection of different characteristics of the images, trying to extract some consistent pattern, detection of maybe signs of a sickness, and this type of workflows that eventually need to be optimized, and we can give an idea about what is the possibilities of running this on a large computing system. Let's say what is the scale, I mean, how much it will take to run a certain data set with, I don't know, several gigabytes or terabytes of images that will be done, let's say, let's say several times. If there will be more images coming, we will analyze a bit the use case, and with that provide an idea about what are the computing expectations with it. And particularly in that case, we will just give an idea with this consultancy, and we will also give access to the systems, as I said, the cloud system or the supercomputing system, or maybe both. That depends. I mean, we would need to evaluate what are the needs of the different stages of this proof of concept. And with that, we would help the applicant, the company, to make a use case, make use of the systems, and well, understand what are the possibilities. At different stages, let's say this, we are working mostly at a proof of concept level. And what we want to What I want to also say is that we wouldn't be, for example, a final solution, let's say, to have continuous access to different or consistent access to computing facilities. We are trying to show the way and understand what are the possibilities. But with that, in the long term, for a longer term computation, we would definitely recommend some other providers that are available in the Netherlands or maybe even abroad, or possibilities in the large pre-exascale systems from the EuroHPC joint undertaking, as I mentioned before, and understand what is the best platform that will provide continuous access for a longer term computation. It starts with a proof of concept, but then it's going to evolve potentially into a production algorithm, and that's going to be supported with a longer, let's say, longer contract and well facilities that are in the end attached to the market offer. So to say, we are not able to provide never-ending support, but at least show the way and make it sustainable in the future.
Yeah, and get a first proof of concept going.
Exactly.
Okay, clear. I think it's a good time to tell a little bit about UbiOps, and then maybe it's easy to make the connection to how EuroCC and UbiOps fit together well. So I'll share some slides on that. So as Carlos told, in the EuroCC program, you're very well able to do a proof of concept. And if you're happy with your proof of concept, for many SMEs, startups, and other parties that make use of the program, it's time to productize your AI product. In order to do so, you need AI infrastructure. And UbiOps is a platform to make the productization of AI easier for non-engineers, for example, data scientists. So to summarize, what is UbiOps in short? UbiOps is a user-friendly serverless serving layer for AI and data processing built for data science teams, but also, for example, startups in healthcare or using large language models. UbiOps is built to run any Python data science task as a scalable service with its own API, enabling you to build for example, web service or business application without the need of having lots of knowledge about AI infrastructure. UbiOps is use case agnostic, so what you can deploy Gen AI or traditional machine learning and vision. UbiOps allows you to process data and files in real time or async or as a batch job. So this allows you to build a service out of your AI project. So it's very important to know where UbiOps is in the AI stack. So the proof of concept phase, where you're busy with data management and versioning and data labeling, data science work, that's not really our core business. We're really focused on the deployment and inference part. So with the UbiOps platform, you can manage model retraining, deployment, and serving. So making sure that the model responds at the right time, and also workflow management. Under the hood, there is runtime management and logging. So how long does a compute run? Automated dynamic scaling. So for example, you build a Gen AI application. You don't know when the chatbot or other Gen AI application will be requested to run. So with UbiOps, it's very easy to manage the automated dynamic scaling of the GPUs you need for quick and good response. And last but not least, but it's very key, is the resource orchestration. So UbiOps allows you to use multiple compute resources and make your deployments run on different resources. So either in the public cloud, the private cloud, or even on-premise resources. And these can be GPUs or CPUs. So how does this look in total? Well, on the front end side, you have the UbiOps API, which you can access via ubiops.com. Here you can manage all your AI training jobs, your live deployed AI models, and all the MLOps work that comes with bringing AI to production. Via the UBOps API, you can connect external users or applications, making sure that there's actual value get out of your AI developments. Under the hood, there's the UBOps control plane, and as mentioned before, you can manage your different compute resources from there. So, for example, you have Serve compute credits. You can connect the Serve Research Cloud to your UBOps deployments, but you can also have your own GPU available. This can also be connected to UBOps. So there are multiple options to connect compute, which allows you to really be in control of where the AI workloads land. And that's important for GDPR, data compliance, that kind of stuff. And also being able to effectively and optimally use your compute resources to keep costs as optimized as possible. So what do UBOps customers get? Well, faster go-to-market with their GenAI solutions or AI solutions in general. You don't need to build the AI infrastructure yourself, but you can access it out of the box. This means there's a lower total cost of ownership because you need less engineers to keep it working, and also you're able to manage your cloud costs better. It's a turnkey solution for on-premise or on cloud, and our uptime is quite high, so 99.99% uptime, so you can be guaranteed of a reliable and secure service. What kind of parties make use of UBOps? So this is very diverse. You have large enterprise making use of it, scale-ups and SMEs, so that's more the target audience for the EuroCC program. But we also have a lot of government and medical institutes that make use of our solutions. So that's UBOps. So it's really a platform for productization after you've come up with a good AI solution. Getting back to Carlos. So now you know what EuroCC does and what UBOps is. Maybe it's good to dive into an AI proof concept. Carlos, in your experience, if you want to start with an AI POC, what is important to keep in mind for your preparation?
So first of all, so to say, have some idea about how to work with AI and being able to figure out what are the possibilities and understanding about AI. The thing is that even at a general level, maybe without being aware about the newest technology, sometimes it's even difficult to just say, well, I just hear about AI, but I don't even understand what is AI and what is really possible to do that. So what we try to do, let me maybe just share the screen. I showed earlier the open call, but what we have also is training. So the commitment for training is also a very important one to understand what are the different concepts of AI that need to be understood by everyone that wants to get to know at least something about that. So what we have is a series of workshops. Even scrolling down in the page, there are several. But among the most popular, without doubt, is the introduction to deep learning and high-performance deep learning. I will just click on one of these. So the introduction to deep learning, for example, this is just a regular course that we try to offer around every 2 months, different types. Normally, we try to make it on location in Amsterdam or maybe in other locations maybe typically in different university campuses in the Netherlands, just for the benefit, because maybe there are many academic and startup partners that are located in the campuses of the universities. So it goes very well over there. And we try to explain what is a neural network, give an idea about what are the possibilities of using AI, artificial intelligence, or what is the purpose of this, let's say, deep learning neural networks, as I said. So it's more in the concepts. What is possible to do with a neural network and what is not possible to do with them, and guide a bit what are the expectations and what are the possibilities. We try to make at least some session that is interesting, free of charge, of course. This is core for us because this is key from the European project perspective. We want to make dissemination. We have even the materials of this course linked in this page. And we have this intro session is mostly a training for people that are already, let's say, aware, understanding about AI, and they can think about what is the next level. And then taking even a step forward into training, we have also high performance deep learning, so that we can even teach some details about how to work with a larger machine learning system or machine learning model, how to create it, how to do it efficiently in using a large scale platform. What are even the performance pitfalls of all these workflows, and trying to give an idea about how to do the next steps. These are definitely technically oriented workshops that are, let's say, intended for, let's say, to start with a proof of concept. We have also our general usage of supercomputers, for example, to work with a system. This is a training, for example, that I give myself several times. It's regular every month. And many times I am there also trying to teach how to work with a high performance computing system in general, and what are the necessary basic knowledge to start using this type of systems. So as you can see, it all starts at least with good information. We try to make all this knowledge accessible and be as open as possible to make sure that everybody has access to these basic ideas. With that, we can start, let's say, thinking along with the offered 6 or 8 hours of consultancy that come from the open call, and just go more into the specific problem. But as I said, it comes, if I can say it comes at 3 levels, if I can tell. So there is a first level of awareness. So it is important that as a company, as a startup, a scale-up, or entrepreneur, it's good that you know that there are good possibilities of having AI workflows, and there is good computational support in the market. So this is the type of session that we are organizing today, I would say. This type of engagement where we try to show different possibilities, different tools, and yeah, this is I would say the first part. The next step would be getting a bit more technical, and this is where this training is starting to come into the picture, and we can start going into the usage or the application of these workflows. And then later on, the third stage would be to go to the particular use case and try to implement the proof of concept in the most efficient way with the help of our advisors. And that would be, let's say, the way of implementing eventually a proof of concept, and in the end gaining access to, or gaining knowledge to have regular access and good onboarding of in HPC in, let's say, large computing systems into the industry. And in the end, as you can see, it's all a question of generating impact and generating benefits for the economic ecosystem. Maybe one thing that I didn't comment, and that I must say, of course, the EuroCC project is funded by the European Commission joint undertaking, but there is a 50% also of national funding, which is coming, of course, from RBO, the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, which are giving us the necessary complementary support so that we can have the, let's say, complete funding for this project. And of course, it's the Ministry of Economic Affairs, and they are particularly also interested in making economic value out of the knowledge. And from that perspective, the EuroCC project, it's really exactly what was missing in the past years, a bit disengagement and generating economic revenue and economic impact. So, well, that's let's say altogether, it's everything connected. I like to give this a bit of an holistic view, if I can say it that way, because the funding bodies and also the perspectives of the project are also coming together very nicely at this point, so that I mean, there is really good support, at least at the early stages, on how to know how to implement an AI workflow. So that's a bit.
Yeah, I think viewers can have a good view of what the goal and intent of EuroCC is and how it works. If there are any questions, please leave them in the comment section. But what would be very interesting to learn is what's actually your favorite project that has been done at a use case at the EuroCC Netherlands.
That's even a difficult question, I would say. I mean, we like actually all the projects that are coming, because they bring even some new perspectives and good ideas about how to work. But I can comment that these days there is a lot of interest into large language models. It's let's say one very important application of AI these days, and we have a good cooperation thanks to the EuroCC project with our colleagues from Romania in particular. It is interesting to mention because that's one example of how we can help each other in the network. Just imagine, Romania is a country where they belong to the EuroHPC joint undertaking. They are trying also hard to have a central facility for central HPC facility in the country, but so far they don't have a central point. So they came to us and say, well, is it possible maybe to have an agreement and to use also the systems in the Netherlands and try to share a bit the knowledge and the expertise from both sides? And we said, yes, this is great. We try to help in the best way, and we got an agreement in which we have even a shared open call, so that even Romanian companies are open to have access to the Dutch national facilities, and we share the consultancy part, so to say. The 8 hours of consultancy that we give normally will be more specific for, let's say, advanced consultancy for Romania, and the Romanian colleagues are giving in general an introduction about how to work with the systems, and they help, let's say, at a more basic level, give good perspectives for the companies over there. And in the end, when there is a good opportunity, then we can bring them into our system. So we got a couple of companies from Romania that were interested particularly in large language models, working with a large amount of data that was coming from recordings, for example, that were processing and then extracting information from those recordings into different information that would be, for example, meeting minutes, or even analysis of the tone of a conversation, and extracting some, let's say, extrapolating details about the different speakers and the way that they were talking, so that they could do easier, for example, automatic answering machines, or let's say automatic answering to a call, so that it is possible to automatize the call centers to a good extent. Somehow, when we typically call to a call center, we hear a recording. The scope, for example, of one of those companies was to make the recording more natural, more adapted to a conversation, so that it doesn't feel too much, let's say, rough, or that we feel it a bit more familiar, and that we are happier to interact even with the automatic machine, even not necessarily with a person, so that we can get also the same effect. I mean, that's India.
Yeah, was this specifically fine-tuned for the Romanian language or just English?
It was mostly for English, as I understand, but because it's a company that is not just isn't settled in Romania, but it is processing any kind of language, so it could be open to Dutch or to any other language, of course. Yeah. So it's just a question of providing the suitable language model, and then train it so that it learns from the different recordings and understands a bit the context, and tries to, in the end, elaborate the outcome, the call center reply, or even the meeting notes, or something like, or any kind of outcome that would be requested.
And the training was done on the Snellius computer, then, I presume.
Yes, indeed. So with the GPUs that were at that moment, we had only NVIDIA A100 GPUs, just to give a technical idea. At this moment, we are even expanding the system, and we are going to get NVIDIA H100. So it is in even larger capacity, larger possibilities. Yeah. So those new nodes are also going to be available for the use of these 50,000 core hours that I commented in the open call. Just to, maybe if I can comment very quickly, technically, just not to make too many technical comments, but the usage of the system is open for all the hardware that is available. So within the cloud, so to say, it is not normally it is a choice of the virtual machine that may be mostly running on CPUs, but also optionally some GPUs. But on a supercomputer, there is a much broader and much larger amount of compute power that is normally being used on a batch way, not interactive, but still this type of GPUs, and also large-scale compute nodes are available. And well, this is a bit the benefit. Those type of models are really large-scale, and an interactive way of working with them is interesting to start training them in the beginning, but when it grows really, really large, then it is not efficient anymore to keep it in a cloud environment because of efficiency terms, and even I can even go as deep as ecological terms. Just imagine that cloud resources are in the end large clusters that are idling until they get some good request, and then they get activated. So having those clusters running, just being plugged in for some time and waiting for a request is already consuming a lot of electricity everywhere. And well, this has some consequences for cloud providers. Small cloud providers need to be very efficient in the usage of these resources. And large cloud providers, for example, we all know all possible cloud providers, of course, and the largest ones, of course, they can afford to have just any kind of open access, because they are going to need the systems anyway. So well, they are just taking the spare cycles. But effectively, it's if we think about this in terms of the environment, it's a waste. And high performance in the comment, high performance computing, everything is also focused on making things as much to the point as possible and making them as efficient as possible. So this is also our compromise, to make sure about the sustainability at all levels, in economical terms, but also in the impact towards public values, which is also something that we need to preserve in any case. that's let's say it's understandable. It's a compromise that we have as society. So yeah, that's how we did.
Yeah, very important point also to keep that in mind when selecting a compute resource in the program. I think those were about all my questions. So if I have a look at the chat, I don't see any questions. Maybe we can wait 1 or 2 minutes if there are any questions that come in right now.
Yes, happy to answer anytime. I mean, if everybody would like to comment about the ideas on the possibilities of using large computing power for AI or anything, just, please be welcome to comment.
Yeah, so let's give people some time to come up with a good question. And if there are no questions in the meantime, I'm going to put up this slide, in which I would like to thank you for joining. If you have any questions after this webinar for Carlos, then you can reach him on his email or go to the EuroCC Netherlands website. If you have any questions about UBOS, you can either create an account and try it out yourself, or send me an email at gijsdegroot@ubiops.com, or go to our website for extra information. I see no further questions. So Carlos, if you don't have anything else to share or to ask, then I think that's it for today, for this webinar.
So I mean, I can always comment even more. I mean, I love to talk, and I love to. I mean, I would like to thank for the opportunity to share a bit about the EuroCC project and about the usage of large-scale computing power for AI, and making sure that this is a tool, so to say. And that's if I can summarize everything, I would say that any kind of system is a tool in which the AI systems are running. So we need to make sure that these tools are used in the best way for the best purpose. And well, EuroCC is there as a central point in the Netherlands in particular, but also at any European level, to make sure that this is done in the best effective and sustainable way. So well, we are happy to hear about any opportunities or any question. I mean, no compromise implied. The services of EuroCC are definitely free, and we're happy to help everyone that has a question, interest, training, possibilities, and then of course usage of different tools in the platforms that we bring also to the available to the different applicants of the open call. And that's about it. I can thank you very much for this opportunity, for sharing this information.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for your time, Carlos. And I think then we can see everyone in the next webinar.
Thank you very much. See you then.
Yes, bye-bye.